Everyone hates Chloe for some reason, since it's all her fault. But not Sharon? I like this weird friendship. We're going to talk that and more on this week's Restless Wrap-Up.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, guys. That music means it is 7 o'clock on a Sunday here in LA, and we're going to talk The Young and the Restless. I'm your host, Lacretia Lyon. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one. But I am not alone. I have my lovely co-host, as always.
Hi guys, I'm Abbey Scott. Please follow me. I want to be all of your BFFs below, and I'm so excited to be here. It was a great week on YNR.
Yeah, it really was. Let's just get right into it. I hated that everybody crapped on Chloe, though. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm bringing that up in the intro. It was just so annoying to me. Like, yes, she made a dumb choice, but nothing of this is her fault.
Yeah, no, I think Chloe was trying to do the right thing. It absolutely backfired on Sharon and Dylan, which was terrible. But I think her intentions were right, and I think it's really cool how she's standing up for Sharon and even putting her relationship with Chelsea kind of like at risk almost to defend Sharon. I think that's really cool of Chloe, and I think she's really becoming a decent person.
Yes, because
I don't know how to phrase that.
While most of us are like, yeah, screw Sharon, she knew all this, Chloe sees herself and her choices in Sharon, so I totally support her decision to say, no, I thought this was the right thing, and I like that she stood up to Chelsea and everybody else when they called her out, because even Chelsea and Kevin were down on her, but that's, as I said, they don't agree with what she did, but they still supported her, and I like that.
Yeah, no, I think they knew that her heart was in the right place, but Chelsea did kind of come around at the end, and I think she was even shocked when Chloe was actually, you know, apartment hunting and actually, you know, going to move out. She got kind of nervous about it. She's like, really? Wait, you know? And they were kind of testing each other, and I thought that was really cute. It was like, they were like, are you really going to move out? Yeah, I'm really going to move out. Okay. You really want me to move out? I love that moment between them, because they both really, it's like, just say what you mean and mean what you say, because they don't, you know, they still want to live together, even though I do think it's a little strange. I don't know.
Yeah, their little sitcom relationship is cute. I really like their friendship, and I don't want to see it ruin. So I did like that they had this good resolution that they should move out and should kind of move on, even though it's very obvious where Chelsea's moving on.
And Chloe, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin was like, it wasn't even like 5 minutes, and he was already asking her to move in with him. So I think he was happy about that, because he already wanted the relationship to progress that way.
Yeah, and I really like Kevin and Chloe. I wish they could have their little happy family, but who knows, since we still don't know if she really did murder Adam. But,
I know, that's why I said decent person, because it's still iffy if Chloe is a decent person or not. But she is showing empathy, so you know so she's not quite a sociopath. She's showing empathy, and she is for Sharon. But I don't know if it's just because she does, like you were saying, see herself in Sharon, because they are very similar, and they've done devious deeds that are, you know, alike. So.
And I am sort of looking forward to Chelsea and Chloe. They have such cute, similar names. Chloe and Sharon becoming friends, because it makes sense. And it wasn't until they started putting them in scenes where you're like, oh no, this makes total sense. They have very similar backgrounds. They're sort of getting out of these crazy deeds that they've done, and you know, it's just interesting to see them sort of bond over it.
Yeah, and my mom was actually saying, she's like, Sharon doesn't have any friends. So now Sharon has a friend in Chloe. And they're like very similar personalities. And they're both capable of doing the same thing. So I think that's why they bond so well. But yeah, definitely backfire though. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Dylan.
Yeah, you know, poor Dylan. He is just like run through the ringer. I don't see how, you know, he was sticking by Sharon. But to be honest, when he explains it to Paul, you're like, wow, Dylan is that good of a guy that, he's like, no, I wasn't there for her when she was in this situation and Fairview and stuff like that. And so it's a lot of his guilt and it's his chivalry. And you're like, man, this sucks because Dylan's just too good for this whole thing.
He really is. He is such a nice guy. And the fact that he's standing behind Sharon is so sweet and really shows what type of person he is. And that he, I don't want to jump ahead, but he didn't even want to divorce Sharon or separate from Sharon to make himself look better in the case. To get Sully/Christian back. But, yeah, we'll talk about it later. But Sharon had that epiphany to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing is, Dylan has been so selfless in this whole situation when he could have easily, because Nikki encouraged him to, and I actually kind of like that Nikki is supporting Dylan and Nick and having trouble doing that because, they're both victims. And this helps considering how much he hates Sharon. But, Dylan is an innocent victim in this, and he is the one trying to do what's best for Sully/Christian, and it's about what the kid needs, and he's not making it about himself. And that's what I like, and that's why it's hard to even root against him with Nick.
Yeah, he's the number one person to always say, this is about Christian. This is not about Sharon. This isn't about you, Nick. This is about the well-being of Christian. He's worried about what that little boy's thinking. It's so sweet. He's a great person. Do you want to talk about the chat? Everyone's.
I know everyone's
Demo
all over Sharon.
Demo says Nick claims Sharon and Dylan knew about the allergies. Oh yeah, you're skipping. Yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh my god. I'm like, the drama is going to continue because Sharon and Dylan can't get a break.
Yeah, and that's what sucks in this situation is I'm okay with them kind of throwing the book at Sharon a little bit because she did know and didn't say anything for a while. But initially she was a victim. Okay. But with Dylan, he has only been trying to do the right thing. Why do we have to keep bashing him in like, oh no, this is all Dylan's fault?
Plus he was so honest even in court. He didn't have to say that he knew that Sharon went and saw Chloe. And even then it's like, Chloe, can you stand up and say the truth? Because Sharon didn't know when she went over there that she was walking into Christian being there alone with Chloe. She didn't know that, so she also was kind of like blindsided in a way. But Dylan found out literally minutes before they went to court. So he didn't really know. And he could have said that he didn't know, but he still stood behind Sharon. And that's such a testament to him as a person and how much he loves Sharon. So I'm Team Dylan. Even my mom was like, she literally last time she's like, I didn't know you liked Dylan so much.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree.
Lacretia's rubbing off on me, okay?
I love Dylan. Well,
I love Jason Thompson a lot.
Yeah. Steve Burton is just so good in this role, and it's such a sad way to end his character. But in one way, it's like, I hope he leaves because he's too good for this town, because he really is.
I'm not. No spoilers, because I have spoilers, but I'm not going to give them. I swear, I'm not going to tell anyone. My mom was like, she's like, don't tell me anything that's going on. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, we'll transition into Michael, being the one to convince Sharon to, she wants to get a divorce after, Nikki. I guess we'll start with Nikki since that happened first. Nikki convincing Sharon to leave Dylan and that's what's best for him. And I do like that Nikki was the one to present that, because who better? She hates Sharon, and Sharon screwed over both of her sons, and this is her being reasonable. She's like, let them keep their relationship with this kid, but you need to stay out of it because this is all your fault. And I like that Sharon manned up and was like, you know what? Yeah,
I was actually very surprised that Sharon actually, brought that up, that she's like, okay, yeah, I should divorce, God, my brain's going, Dylan, that this is what's best for him, because Dylan is not going to have a relationship with Christian as long as Sharon's in the picture. It's going to be very hard for them to put any case together where, Sharon doesn't look like a complete basket case that knew about this for months. So I definitely think that it's in Dylan's best interest, but will Dylan let Sharon follow through with that? I don't know. And even Michael was like, I don't think that that's the best idea.
Yeah, I like that Michael tried to talk her out of it in what he said about what a good person Dylan was and how the relationship, you've stood through all this and you're going to give it up. Because I'm a big fan of Michael, and especially Michael and Lauren, so I like that he's the reasonable person about sticking with the relationship because, I mean, she cheated on him, and he took her back. And their relationship is stronger than ever. So, I mean, if people know heartbreak, certainly when Finn had all those issues, it is Michael and Lauren. So Michael can stand to Sharon and be like, maybe this isn't the right thing, because what Dylan wants is for both of you to have a relationship with Christian. Yeah.
And I was surprised that Michael, gave her that advice, considering that he did tell Dylan in the beginning that his odds would be much better if Sharon wasn't attached.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he actually thought in his head, oh, then you should divorce Sharon. I think he just thought, let's, bring this suit up alone. Don't involve Sharon, because, she's kind of the perpetrator in all this. She's the one that knew about it. She's the one that withheld this information from both you, from Dylan and Nick. So essentially they're both the victims. Sharon, yeah. So I think Sharon her heart's in the right place, but I don't think it's going to actually follow through, because I think Dylan's going to put a stop to it. Michael's already kind of uneasy about it, but I do think that she should drop out of the case and just let Dylan fight for custody or fight for visitation.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is all Dylan is asking is to be able to see Christian. It's not like he's asking for sole custody or, anything like that. So, I mean, that's the thing, is even kind of Nick is being stubborn in this situation and not thinking about the kid, which before he was at least somewhat in there. But I think that Nikki kind of has manipulated Nick, against that idea. And I think that he's a little jealous that she's supporting her other son. And I think that's why, she went to Sharon to try and get Sharon out of the equation, to hopefully they would stop butting heads. But I think it's actually going to make it worse. And I think that Michael talked to Sharon because he may have said that to Dylan initially, but he doesn't really believe that. It's just about that's what it would look like. It would be better for you, but not
actually getting divorced, but to not pursue the case with Sharon by your side, because she is the person that knew for months and withheld the information from Dylan and Nick. So I think Dylan being an innocent victim in all this, I'm just waiting for them to actually say, come on, let's get a DNA. When's that going to happen?
Yeah, that's what surprises me, is that everybody just took this whole story at face value without a DNA test.
Right?
That's usually how these things come out. But I guess they're going to keep that secret for a long time.
Yeah, I was very surprised about that.
Yeah, because someone mentioned that in an interview, they talked about it may drag on for years, the reveal, just because, Adam's not on the canvas. Neither is Sage, so how much drama can there really be? So I think that may be why they drag it out, but poor Dylan, it's just, like Michael said, he's going to lose his wife, too, after losing his son,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little too much for Nick. The only thing that would be kind of interesting to see, but it's, Nick and Chelsea haven't fully become Nick and Chelsea yet.
Yeah.
So to see them fight and bicker over this, and Nick has been very aggressive. When he sees that you've haven't been honest with him, even Chelsea, that little bit, why don't you tell me right away? He got very aggressive with her. I just think that, it will put an end to Nick and Chelsea before they even were an item. So I think that that's why they're prolonging it, the writers, I'm sure, because they're like, okay, we want them to first get together, and then we'll cause,
And then we'll blow it up.
I was going to say another word, but I'm like, I never want to cuss to you guys. I want to be like a good girl.
For Dylan's exit, Tommy Orsini and Aaron Brody both want Avery to come in and swoop Dylan away. That would be nice, because I just want to see Dylan get a happy ending, because he is this good guy.
Yeah. I don't think Dylan's going to go away so quickly. I think that he's there to stay, and I think he's loyal to Sharon. And yeah, I don't like his character is too. There's too much that can go with his character. I feel that the writers aren't going to want to let him go.
Yeah.
Even if the actor wants, they're going to try to persuade him otherwise. And I'm like, no, but because it really his character can really evolve. You know, under this distress and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually really liked when Adam died that Dylan sort of stepped in that adversarial role with Victor. And it was more interesting because he's just Nikki's son. And he is coming from like a good place to be against bad Victor. And unfortunately, they dropped that due to Steve's exit. But that would have been a good direction. And that, you know, I really liked Dylan's relationship with Paul. Like, that was a good thing to see.
Absolutely. But I think there's different sides to Dylan. I think he's still a very sweet, good person. But I think that he also is very strong in wanting to get Christian back in his life and that he'll do just about anything to do that. And I feel like we're going to see more of that in episodes to come. Yeah. Of like how far he will go to get Christian back and to protect Sharon.
Yeah,
that sounds like very dramatic.
Dun, dun, dun. But speaking of drama and Steve Burton, we'll talk a little bit about Steve's old show, General Hospital, which we do the GH report here at AfterBuzz TV as well with me, James Law Jr., and Frank Moran. But we want to talk a little bit about GH on YNR. That's okay, right, guys? Because I know several of you stick around for YNR as well as The Bold and Beautiful. But Sonny and Carly are inching closer together in this hot December coming up in Port Charles. But which one of them is holding back? And Sonny discovers Nell's necklace in his bedroom and regrets about sleeping with her. Or did he? What is Nell's diabolical plan? Is she playing both the father and the son? But Lulu is inching closer on finding the truth about little Charlotte. How much is Dante willing to help her settle her suspicions? Is Lulu just barking up the wrong family tree? But so Alexis ran down her estranged husband, Julian. It's kind of funny. Will Julian use Alexis's guilt against her? I believe he will. Get ready for some family blackmail. What does Julian have up his evil sleeve? More family. But Nina, who's my favorite character, is trapped at Windermere with Valentine during a winter storm. That's going to be a hot December. But so we get ready for a steamy time in front of the fireplace. Are they a match made in heaven or hell? I think a little bit of both. But Elizabeth learns about Hayden's deadly illness. Then Elizabeth makes a mysterious call. But to whom? Better be Robin Scorpio. And Elizabeth must deal with her rapist Tom Baker's return to Port Charles. You can bet Franco has a plan for revenge set in motion. So only Nathan can take dance lessons with Maxie in his boxer shorts. That's a sight to see, guys. It's a sight that no one should miss, actually. He's in nothing but boxer shorts. Ryan Pavey, boxer shorts. You got me already. But Valentine is about to drop a bombshell on Port Charles. What could it be? Is it about baby Charlotte or maybe Nicholas? But all that and more on this week's Hot December, all through the month for ABC's General Hospital.
Woo! Woo. That sounds hot and steamy. They're giving Young and the Restless a run for their money over there at General Hospital.
I know. There was not a lot of banging on Young and the Restless this week, right?
I know.
Not a lot of steam.
There was a little steamy last week, but yeah, or the week before. Yeah, Young and the Restless needs to definitely pick it up with the hot and heavy. I mean, I'm just waiting for Nick and Chelsea to get together. It's like, come on, let's start the smooching, you know?
Yeah, I think, we really only have, like, Kane and Lily are together, but he's, injured. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then you have, like, people like Michael and Lauren and Chloe and Kevin. But you have so many people that are, like, almost there. Like Nick and Chelsea. You have...
Kevin and Chloe. Yeah, Lily and Kane almost got it on. They had, like, a moment there. And I was like, wow. I'm like, hey. And he was, like, all about going to work. And then all of a sudden... But then I really think in his head, he was like, I just got dressed completely. Am I really going to take all of this off and then put it all back on now. So he like stopped her. He's like, no, maybe after.
He's a guy. He would have stripped down if he could. I think it was really more about the pain and, you know, because he is really trying to work through that pain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like that was probably very painful to get fully dressed in that suit and then to like take it off and put it back on would be way too painful, way too much work. So yeah, he had to kind of shut that down. But that was pretty hot and heavy. They still have romance.
They have such great chemistry, so that's why I'm hoping that this injury and possible painkiller addiction storyline will give them a good story that they don't ever utter Hillary's name in. So that's what I'm hoping for the Kane and Lily storyline, because they are such a good couple. And, you know, I like to see happy couples like Michael and Lauren and stuff like that, but, you know, we need a little bit of drama.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always drama, you know, even when there's happiness, there's drama. You know, they're talking about in the chat how Victor doesn't tell Nikki anything and he keeps secrets from her all the time. And you would think they would have the best marriage ever, but he does. He keeps a lot of secrets from Nikki. It's like, oh, don't tell Nikki. So that's drama when Nikki finds out that Victor's been withholding information from her.
Yeah, about Christian. I mean, that's the thing is, you know, and this will hurt Nick all over again. But, you know, that's how they do drama on Y&R. Because, yeah, we have the Kane and Lily pain addiction storyline, which is hopefully tying into the bit we had with Neil trying to convince Jack to come back to the foundation, because I really liked that scene because I like the two of them together, and I feel that the whole point of them being kind of put together on that episode was that Kane will be the next one that Neil helps, because I did like Jack's story about I was, you know, serving food on Thanksgiving and I saw this guy that was our first patient and I just really want to do something for him, because that's who Jack really is. And we're seeing the old Jack Abbott come back, the new old Jack Abbott, basically.
Yeah, even Phyllis was you know, surprised that he was going to go back to the foundation, and really seeing this change of heart in Jack. But yeah, he took that to heart. He was like, you know, he was like, you know, I was serving him food and I thought that he was okay again. Like he was really, really worried about that. And Neil was definitely like, come back, please, we need you. And I think Neil is so selfless in that he's always looking at what will better someone else rather than himself. Like he wants to make it not just the Winters Foundation, he wants to make it the Winter Abbott Foundation. And I think that's really, really cool of him.
Yeah, I have always loved the character of Neil because he is that good guy. And that's why, you know, the better that Jack got and their friendship is so cool. And I really like to see that. And, you know, it was good that we had this scene and sort of talking about stuff. But I want Neil to get some. You know, I need a lady for Neil.
Everyone's saying that they want, you know, Neil to... I know Kristoff's hoping he's going to get some young girl, but they're trying to put him with Nikki, right?
I would have wanted him with Nikki, but I guess with her and Victor getting back together and them sort of solidifying their relationship, I don't see that happening. Yeah. But I think Ashley.
Ashley would actually be a really good match. She's a hottie.
Yeah,
Kristoff, you would be lucky to have Ashley.
Eileen Davidson. Is a beautiful woman. Yeah, I don't know how old she is. I know she's, you know, I think in her 50s and just looks
I think she's 56.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat can tell us how old.
Yeah, tell us exactly, because I was like, I know she's in her 50s, but she looks great.
She's a real housewife, or real life housewife. What is it called? Real housewife. Whatever, she's a Beverly Hills housewife.
Real housewives of Beverly Hills.
How many do I give? And that was her friend.
Yeah.
They were their BFFs. I don't think she's going to be on this latest season, though, which is a bummer.
Oh, really?
Eileen is, but her name's escaping me.
Huh? Well, we'll have to look and see. But yeah, Gisela has a funny suggestion about Jack needs a new love interest. Maybe the homeless woman. Oh, man. But yeah, I agree with Tommy Orsini. Jack needs to get back with Phyllis. We all know he wants her. And yeah, like, you know, Demo points out, Jack is so hot and cold towards Phyllis. It's very annoying. And I would say it's like, we know that he wants to be with her and she wants to be with him, but he's so wounded from his pride about her sleeping with his brother.
Yeah, it's definitely a pride thing that's keeping him from going back with Phyllis, but he belongs with Phyllis. Nick belongs with Chelsea. Chloe belongs with Kevin, but Kevin kind of belongs with Mariah, so that's kind of an iffy thing. And it was Erica Jane. I can't believe I had a brain fart on that one. I don't think she's going to be in the next Housewives of Beverly Hills, but Eileen Davidson is.
Cool. But yeah, like with Kevin and Mariah, that's the thing is, as much as I wanted them, I actually really like Kevin and Chloe together, and it does seem like they are putting Mariah and Devon in each other's orbit for a reason, and that's something I always wanted to see because I wanted to see Kevin get jealous of Mariah. It would be okay if they were to get together if Chloe really did kill Adam, and then that whole sweet little family they've built blows up. But if that doesn't happen, I would rather see Mariah be happy with somebody else. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Hillary is just not, like you say Sharon has crazy eyes. Hillary has like evil eyes.
Hillary has bitch face.
They had a lot of moments. You noticed that this week?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of moments of like Hillary just giving like the evil eye. I'm like, okay, we know you're up to no good. Like after she did everything, she would give like an evil eye. I'm like, yeah, or that like evil look. And I'm just like, yep, she's up to no good. And I would love to see Hillary get left alone so she really is alone and can become a good person, because I think she is deep down inside, but I feel like she just gets everything she wants, and so she doesn't really, I don't know. I just don't think she's being the person that she grew up to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And looking at her past.
Yeah, and my thing is, Hillary is someone who, while I find infinitely entertaining, and I actually think that this GC Buzz storyline is working for her, I feel that in order to make this character viable and maybe learn her lesson, she needs to be knocked down a peg. And what a better way of doing it than having Devon divorce her and go with Mariah, who's actually the good person there at GC Buzz, trying to do the right thing. She brought Dylan in thinking that Hillary wanted to give his real story, and then I knew she was going to do that. It's like, poor Dylan.
Yeah, and Kevin is definitely going to be jealous of that. You can tell. Even Chloe knows that Kevin has a soft spot for Mariah.
Yeah,
it's
she
like,
brought
Mariah,
it up. Yeah.
Mariah can do no wrong. Mariah can do no wrong. It's time for Kevin to realize how much Mariah does mean to him, and he's not going to know that. You don't know what you have till it's gone. So I definitely would love that storyline of Mariah and Devon. Bye, Hillary. Bye, Felicia. Her attitude. It's terrible. It's like she reels you in being nice and sweet, and even Mariah and her, they're like, are we bonding right now?
I liked that scene, yeah.
And then she just like, of course, lets Mariah down every time, because it's like she cannot be trusted.
No.
And so I would love to see her get hers, and I don't think Chloe really appreciates Kevin. So I would really like to see Kevin and Mariah get together. Ultimately, but first, Devon and Mariah. Oh, this is a soap opera.
It's very complicated. And we do have an answer in the chat from Gisela Erickson. Aileen is 57.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. But yeah, and that's my thing is like right now, Kevin and Chloe are in a good place, because I did understand where Chloe was coming from when she blew up about like, oh, what if Mariah did it? Yeah. But I feel that Chloe now is sort of fighting for Kevin's attention with that. So their tables have been turned a little bit, and their relationship's a little more equal than Kevin always being puppy dog. And I feel that Chloe right now is putting in effort, so I'd like to see Mariah, come out of that. Yeah,
absolutely. She is putting in effort, and you can even tell when Kevin was joking about her moving in. He was like, "Oh, maybe I should subtly like throw a hint there," and she was like, "Okay,
yeah."
Throw the hint. And he was just like, well, I didn't really have that mapped out, so will you move in with me? And she said yes immediately.
Yeah.
So it's really showing she's not playing games anymore, and she genuinely cares for Kevin. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes with them living together. I know she's already worried about Chelsea being alone, but it's a very, they have this weird bond, Chelsea and Chloe.
Yeah, I love their little sitcom, Laverne and Shirley type relationship, but I mean, there's just so much that has happened there that it's interesting to see them sort of pairing off with other people to be friends with, like Chloe and Sharon, and I'd like them to bring back the Mariah and Chelsea friendship
Yeah.
that they had sort of started.
Yeah.
But
We had ice cream together, okay?
yeah, that was cute. Newman says he doesn't see chemistry between Kevin and Chloe right now. I would say that the last week or so, it does seem a little off. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of wonder where they're going with that. Yeah.
He had his arm around her. He
Yeah.
asked her to move in. What else do you want, Doleman?
I
No,
know.
I'm just kidding. You know what? I mean, they could be hinting towards something. I know in Young and the Restless, they don't really give subtle hints though. They give
Yeah.
really dramatic. Like,
Yeah, like,
I mean,
dun, dun, dun.
it was almost like they told her, like, no, stare at the camera with your evil glare every time, because it's like to show I'm not really going to put Dylan on and give his side of the story. I want to, throw him under the bus and throw Sharon under the bus, so you have to give that evil eye after, you say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I want to get your side of the story, of course.
It's like, nice eye, evil eye. Nice eye, evil eye.
So yeah, I think when Y&R does things like this, they're obvious, and I think Kevin and Chloe they're going to move in together. So I don't see trouble in paradise, but maybe I'm wrong. Normally I am wrong, so don't hold me to anything.
Yeah, because I know that Kevin is an investigator by heart. So, he's going to start looking into who Bella's father is. And that's, I feel, is what's going to break his heart, because if she turns out to actually be his and Chloe switched the test, or if it turns out to be Billy's and she stole his sperm or all this, no matter the outcome, it's going to be heartbreaking for Kevin. And I just know he's not going to stop until he finds out the truth, whether he loves Chloe or not.
And there is a reason why Chloe, I agree with that. And there is a reason why Chloe is definitely being so cool and nice to Sharon. It's like she's definitely holding a major secret, and she did exactly what Sharon did. So she wants to show Sharon that gratitude, because she probably wants Sharon to be there for her when it all comes out who Bella's real father is. And it's going to be terrible if it's Kevin and she didn't tell him and allow him to really be Bella's father and be a part of her life, which, I don't, once again, Chloe's playing God, Sharon's playing God. I don't know where, I don't get the point.
Love to do that.
Yeah, there's no point to it. It's like, I mean, Sharon, a little bit, I understood where she was coming from, but Chloe, it's like, you and Kevin are already together. I don't get it,
Yeah, and too, if it was Billy's, what effect would that have? I mean, Billy would want to be a part of her life, but Billy already has, like, Johnny and Katie, I think he would understand. I think that's what's weird to me. And I'd like to see more Billy and Chloe scenes.
Yeah, I think maybe that could be where they're going, is that, Kevin and Mariah are going to end up together so that Chloe and Billy can end up together with Bella as their daughter.
I don't know. I like Billy and Victoria. Just the way
you're right. I've heard
Victoria
about
lights up with Billy now, like, it's almost like, no, as much as I liked her with Travis, he cheated on her.
Yeah.
And Billy's being the good guy. I want them to get back together.
And it really seems like Travis is gone.
No.
That the minute she kicked him out, like, literally, he's off. He's not in Genoa City anymore. He's gone.
Yeah, it's like, where is Travis? I know Newman says Billy has too many kids. I agree. That's why I would rather it be someone other than Billy, like Kevin, and that maybe Chloe thought this whole time it was Billy's and didn't know it was Kevin, so maybe they could salvage
That does
the
not look
relationship.
good on you. That's not a good look, Chloe.
Yeah.
Gisela, Danny just needs to come back. Also, it would give Lily something to say apart from being an Uber driver. That is so funny, Gisela. It's true. It's like she's like, here are the keys. Oh my God, let me drive you. It's like there's so much more to your character than that. And there's so much more to Neil's character than just trying to convince Jack to come back to the foundation. They have really strong characters. They just need to be given the right storyline. And it's not, they're amazing writers, so it's just a matter of finding the right place for them in this already like crazy storyline that's going on, because there's so many like cool crazy things that are going on. They just need to fit Neil in there and fit Lily in there and give them a little vacation.
Yeah, and with, them suggesting Danny coming back so that Lily would have something to do, and a lot of people liked his chemistry with Mariah, and they'd like to see, little Romalotti Jr. with Mariah. I would like that too.
Yeah, I mean, anything to give Lily a storyline. I mean, if we took a caller right now, it'd be my mom, and she would say, Lily's boring. Which I think a lot of people say, right? Everyone in the chat, do you think Lily's boring? But Lily's not boring. She really is a great character. I just think she needs more, like, something to chew on other than Kane.
Yeah, and I see them getting there, especially with this addiction storyline, and we'll see how that brings her more involved in the foundation, maybe give her something to do, because I do love her relationship with Neil. Like, that's such a sweet father-daughter.
So cute.
But yeah, I don't know why everybody liked Tyler with Mariah instead. That's what they keep talking about. I thought Tyler was so boring. I'm like, so I
don't know if I remember.
got that.
I don't think I was watching when Tyler was there.
Yeah, he was engaged to Abbey, and when Mariah had come in, like, and was pretending to gaslighting Sharon, really, and that was her ex-boyfriend. He's Leslie's younger brother, but yeah, I was just like, he was just kind of dull to me, and I'm like, Mariah needs spark.
Yeah, she needs like a Kevin. She needs someone that like is her yin to her yang.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, she definitely needs someone that she can joke with, and I'm gonna keep saying it even though I'm a broken record, but Kevin, he just lights up when he's with Mariah.
Yeah.
She brings out the best in him, and he's funny and he's goofy. He's not really like that with Chloe. He's very like, I mean, a little bit, but he couldn't even find a joke with like, like hinting to her moving in. With Mariah, it would be like off the top of his head. He would be coming up with all these jokes and all these like funny Kevinisms.
And see, he used to have that relationship with Chloe, but even he's mentioned about how he still feels like he's walking around on eggshells with her because, she had been so fragile before, and now, with Bella, he just doesn't know what to do. And that's interesting. I like that. But yeah, everyone's talking about Billy and Victoria, so I think we'll transition over there because Dooliman's like, yeah, I'm over Travis. Bye, Felicia. And Aaron Brody's like, how many times has Billy cheated on Victoria and she took him back? Why can't she forgive Travis? Well, that's because what she loved about Travis and the Travis that she knew was the opposite of Billy. He's this good guy, he never done a bad thing in his life. This was this image she built up in her head.
Yeah.
And once he turned out not to be that, Victoria probably realized she didn't really love Travis. She loved who she thought Travis was.
She loved the idea of Travis. Yeah. And with Travis, it was just like a domino effect. It's like one thing fell, then another thing fell, and then there was too many reveals. There were too many skeletons in Travis's closet. And I just don't think that there was really a storyline to really go with him. There was no place for Travis. There was no place at Newman. There's no place at Brash and Sassy. And there's no place with Victoria because her and, like you said, her and Billy really do have a bond. And I'm sure the writers want to see where that's going to go.
Yeah, and to me, I thought that they could have put Travis with Abbey, even though they'd already done that with Stitch, sort of, with Victoria, because they had chemistry, and he had chemistry with Ashley. But, Michael Rourke does do a lot of primetime work, so, nothing has been said about him officially leaving the show, though. So maybe they do have a plan for Travis. It's just they haven't been able to fit him and Abbey and Ashley in too many scenes lately, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all three of them have been kind of absent this week.
Yeah. I was like, is Travis just gone? Are they not even going to give him an exit? Because he just disappeared completely after Victoria said, get out, pack your stuff, get out of my house. He just was literally gone from any scenes moving forward. So, yeah, and Dolaman just said, where's Stitch? Yeah, where is Stitch? Where's the doctor in Genoa City? I guess there's no one going to the hospital. Someone gets to the hospital. Someone fall down the steps. Come on. No, I'm not going to wish that. Even upon fictional characters. No, don't fall down the steps. I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like Abbey is kind of absent. Stitch is kind of absent. Ashley, little absent. So
yeah, I feel that they'll be rotating back in, that they were just maybe looking, or again, like Sean Kerrigan does stand up, so he often is traveling for that. I know a lot of them were in was it Toronto this weekend for Kate's tea. So I think it's just a matter of fitting people into the schedule. But it does make me wonder what will happen to Stitch after Dylan's gone. He's not with Abbey anymore. Where are they going to put him? But just like with Travis, you've got these two hot guys that we want to see, but we don't know where to put them.
There's a lot of hot guys on Young and the Restless, though. They're, you know, even Victor's hot. I love you, Victor.
Eric Braeden is a sexy old man. And I've always thought Tristan Rogers was sexy. He was Colin. And that was actually...
Colin.
We'll talk about
who are you
Jill.
talking about?
We'll talk about Jill, because I love when he and Billy and Travis, before the whole blow up, were drinking beers, celebrating in the office. She's like, it's not a bar. He's like, well, it's not a bedroom either, Mom. But that didn't change anything for you and Colin getting it on in there.
That's so funny.
I miss Colin, but I know he is coming back, so that's good.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. I know that you brought up in the updates, the news and updates that he was going to come back.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I like him because he really, he gives like Jill a little bit of more like, you know, sass, you know what I mean? She's already so sassy, but he gives it back to her, and I really like that, you know? Because no one else can give it back to Jill except for him.
Yeah, their relationship is so cute, and I did love Jill interviewing Travis for a job she had no intention of giving him, like just screwing with him. It's like, I love Jill.
And he's really good at interviews. Like, I was like, wow, he really has it down. And she even was like mesmerized with him for a minute, and then she was like, I'm not going to give you this job, so don't even don't waste your breath on me. But Kane was nervous.
Yeah,
he
was like freaking out, and it's like, Jill is like your mom. You and Billy, you know, even both call her mom. Or like sometimes it's like, dude, chill. Jill's got your back. Like, she loves Kane, usually more than Billy. So I thought that was funny that he thought that way. But this just shows like Kane is just very focused on this job right now. But apparently Stitch is going to be on Monday's episode, so that's where he's at. You know, so that's good. And
he's going to be on my, I love how they know everything. They're so cool. Yeah, Stitch is, come on, he's the doctor, and he's like the main doctor. They can't let him go too far because there's always injuries in Genoa City, so.
Exactly. I mean, we've got Kane dealing with one right now, so that's probably going to be chronic because he's going to start popping pills left and right.
Do you think that's going to happen? Like, Lily keeps saying, he doesn't even take his pills. He doesn't even take them.
Well, that's what they've been setting up, but, and we even have people asking in the chat about the new writers starting, and we do have that piece of news for you guys. So is there anything left we need to talk about this week before we transition into that?
I don't think so. No. They're just fighting over who's the hottest.
I know.
Nick.
They're both hot.
Travis. Stitch. Billy's the hottest.
I would say Billy or Travis, even though Travis has that Patrick Bateman-esque personality a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know. They're all they're all hot. I'm not gonna pick one. They're just all sexy men.
Exactly. It's a tie. So
It's a tie.
That brings us to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
There's a little bit of a recast. Brandon Tinnis will replace Aiden Alexander as Charlie Ashby. Apparently, Aiden Alexander moved away from LA, so I had to end his run on the show, which is a shame because he was so cute. But we'll embrace this little Brandon.
Yeah, I think I saw that Daniel, who plays Kane, he posted something about that on his Instagram, which was really sweet, and he gave a shout out to the actor that played his son. And fun fact, I actually named my little Chihuahua Ashby after Kane Ashby because I love the name Ashby. I'm like, I don't want to name her Ashley. I want to name her Ashby. So that's my little Chihuahua's name is Ashby.
Well, cool. And this brings us to answer your question. Sally Sussman's writing will start Wednesday, December 7th. So we may start seeing some storylines change or ramp up or, maybe go a different direction because I know that she's looking to get back to basics and old school Y&R. So we'll see. As we're assuming that's where Kane's story is going, but, they may change it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a typical storyline, so it just depends on which direction. If she's doing old school, then maybe she will go in that direction.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really cool if they don't go in that direction because, like I said, they've done that storyline many, many, many times before. So. But
it does bring a good story for Neil and Jack and bringing the family in and developing the Abbott Winters Foundation.
You're right,
so
with
I'm
the
okay
foundation.
with it. Yeah. And it would be a storyline for Kane and Lily that doesn't involve Hillary.
True, or her being an Uber driver. That was awesome too.
Well, we'll get to our segments, and this week we have a special segment because you were on the set of Y&R. So
yes. So yeah, this is a little of the behind the scenes. It's my Snap story, and I put a couple things together for you guys. It's so cool behind the scenes. So check it out. It is an early call time here at CBS Studios. It's like 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Restless today. Yeah, beware. There's a lot of Abbey selfies. But that's the artist entrance.
I love James Gordon too.
I know, and he's on the second floor. I always want to go. I'm going to show it in a second.
Funny.
It's like, see, James Corden, I'm always so tempted to go. So yeah, that's Studio 43. I normally film in Studio 41. That's where they have Crimson Lights. And I don't know whose, Lacretia, do you know whose set this is or whose room that is?
I can't really tell from here. I'm like, you know.
Oh yeah, it's kind of far away.
I think it's Nick's new
apartment?
house. Yeah.
I was trying to be kind of discreet about it. And I don't think they care that I take photos.
No.
Here is my. So that's my dressing room, and they actually show on the Restless. They haven't started filming yet. That's where they show when they're filming live. So I knew what was going on. I was like, I don't want to know all this stuff. So I just turned the volume down, but I still saw some scenes. But I won't, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil. This is my fake. Read my script. Listen. Victor, how could you be so? I would get fired if I even tried to. That's my audition for Young and the Restless with my fake accent.
Oh. Did you actually get lines?
Not this one, no.
Guys, well, hold on a
I did
second.
when I was the barista in the coffee house. But this one, they made me a waiter. Yeah. And I was like a babysitter and a waiter all in one. I had to babysit the kids. Okay, so Nick.
That's funny.
Nick actually said to me, "Well, I'm gonna not talk off everything." There's the Newman clan. Newman family. Got Connor. Faith is so good. Her name's Allie, by the way. She told me. On the show.
That's so cute. Yeah. Johnny is adorable.
Look at him. He wanted to get on my camera.
Yeah.
That was when I was leaving. I had someone help me. One of the PA people helped me untake that tie off. It was so hard.
Sharon in glasses. She's just
She's just like me. Like, yeah, I can't see without my glasses, and she's probably farsighted. I'm nearsighted.
Well, it's good to know Noah will be coming back. I love him.
He's so cute. He's my favorite, by the way, guys.
I remember when he held the door for me at the daytime Emmys. I'm like, Robert.
time he sits down.
He's so cute.
The second time.
Oh yeah, his mic kept showing in the scene. They had to do the take like 5 times. It was hilarious. Sharon, if you could see, she was like giving a look, and then she started taking off her shoe at one point, and then I realized we had the same shoe on, just different colors.
That's funny. And usually they don't do more than 2 takes at the most.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Which is in Sharon's house.
Yeah.
Sharon and Noah are in this scene.
I'm in top of the tower.
And then I am in the top of the
I'm like repeating myself. It's such a cool set to be. You don't like. I'm working my butt off to get on the show. To get a
fun
like
fact
it's
for today,
it's
I'm wearing
amazing.
Crystal, who plays Lily.
Yeah, I had her shoes on.
yeah.
YNR. I'm wearing her shoes
I'm
today.
wearing her
Funny.
shoes. Oh yeah, so that's everything. But yeah, I was kind of like, my scene was with the whole Newman family,
Oh,
and
wow.
actually took so long because it had all the Newmans, it had all the kids, and the process is really hard because these are really young kids. Some of them are babies.
Yeah.
I know Christian. Everyone is a twin, so everyone has a twin. Christian has a twin. Johnny has a twin. Katie, I think, doesn't have a twin. But they kept having the nannies come out or the moms come out and get the babies every time they ended the set. And they, when they did the run through, it was with like a dummy.
Yeah.
Nick would hold it, and I tried to get it on camera, but I couldn't get it. But the cast is so nice, Like I don't think I ever met who plays what's his name again? Who plays Nick Newman?
Josh Morrow.
Josh Morrow. He introduced himself to me, and he was so nice. He was like, "Welcome to Young and the Restless." I'm like, "Thank you." He was just so sweet. And Robert Adamson, who plays Noah, He is so adorable.
Yeah.
He is a little flirt though. He's so, oh my God. I was like, you know, he was like making fun of my little outfit, but he's very cute. Yeah, just everyone's so nice, you know. Eric likes to make jokes. He's constantly joking, and it was really him and Allie, who plays Faith. They have such a cute bond. I was trying to get him on camera because they were doing like this, like she was teaching him how to do like this
Patty cake. Yeah.
patty cake thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was like a high five weird thing. It's like her trying to teach Eric Braden is amazing. I'm sorry, I'm like talking to Lacretia, but it's so amazing. It's so sweet, and it's the crew and everyone. They've been there for 30 years. Like literally, they've been on that show for 30 years, and just my little bit of being on the show. And my little part that I had, they all remember me. They're like, Abby, where have you been? And I'm like, that's crazy how you guys remember my name, you know, and you've been on the show and seen so many actors come through, but they're so nice. They're so sweet. You know, Eric always like, you know, talks to me and asks me what's going on with me, and they're just really great people.
Yeah, like to me, they're one of the best casts. You know, I've interviewed most everyone on the show at some point, and they really are the nicest people. You know, especially because I'm a stand-up comedian. I know a lot of the guys like Sean Kerrigan and Christian LeBlanc, and even Steve Burton does that, but I've never got to meet Steve. It's funny. But yeah, it's just that bond that we have is that, and they'll always remember it. Like, because Sean's always like, oh yeah, with the funny name.
Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah, there's such a great cast. And little Allie was on KTLA this week promoting the Dolly Parton series. Like, she's doing another movie for that, and it's just so cute talking about Dolly.
She's only 9 years old. We had a whole conversation, and she is such a mini adult. She was taking care of Christian. He was crying most of the time. They had to do the scenes without him. He's the cutest kid in the world, but yeah, they had to do most of the scenes without him. But she was trying to help, and it was just so, she's such a mini adult. She's so cute, and she has the best relationship with everybody. She's talking to Eric Braden. She's talking to Robert Adamson. She's like doing her little dance. She's just like the life of the party.
Yeah, she's so cute, and I do see she has that sisterly bond already with the little twins that play Christian. Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah. And Katie and Johnny, I mean, they're so cute.
They're the cutest
They were
little
drawing.
kids.
I had to help them draw. Like, that was my gig. I literally was a babysitter. I was like babysitting all the Newman kids. I was like, this is awesome, I think. It was like, yeah, I haven't babysat in a really long time. I'm an only child. So it was a lot to like, I had to juggle like 4 or 5 kids. I was like, oh my God. But yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get to your other segment, a little transition from family to love with Swipe Right.
Yes, you dig, you love, you mean it by. You kiss me, diss me, who the hell?
Hi guys, welcome to Swipe Right. We're talking love in Genoa City. And I'm gonna I normally give my swipe right to Nick and Chelsea, or Jack and Phyllis, or even I could give it to Chloe and Kevin. Thank you. But this week, no. I think I'm going to give it to Kane and this new personal trainer or physical therapist.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
Well,
I feel
she
like
was hot. I can't believe Lily hired her. I would have been right.
I feel like they were hinting towards something. There could be a possible storyline. So maybe they're not going to do the pills, like him abusing the pills. Maybe they're going to do this, that Kane cheats with the physical therapist. Because why else would they have this beautiful therapist show up and like be pulling him, oh, your wife's going to kill. It's like they're hinting towards something. So I'm going to like throw it out there that possibly something can go on with Kane and this physical therapist.
Yeah, and on GH years ago, I'll plug them again, there was a storyline with my favorite character, Lucky, where he was a cop and he had a back injury, and then he was on pain medication, and he gets addicted to the pills, and then Maxie was feeding him drugs so that he would, have this affair with her from his wife, Elizabeth, at the time. So I could sort of see that, them going this way with the physical therapist if they want to, because that might be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm way off, but I felt like I was like, why would they randomly pick this beautiful physical therapist to kind of tease Kane a little bit? So who knows? But I'm gonna just throw that out there, so I'm not giving the same swipe right every week. And sorry, Kevin and Chloe.
They're so
There's
cute.
so many names, and it's like you can picture them in your head, and it's just love you, mean it. Bye.
But yeah, so that brings me to my segment, the winners and losers of the week. And my winner of this week is kind of strange, but I actually want to give Nikki Newman a little bit of credit because I actually liked that she was like, no, Sharon, you need to think about Dylan. You need to divorce him because he's going to have a much better chance without you. And just, it was more so of her loving her sons than hating Sharon, because the fact that she even went over there and just like talked to her so calmly, and then the fact that she is actually supporting Dylan after sort of not before, and that Victor clearly disagrees, but she's doing this on her own. So I just wanted to give Nikki a little bit of props this week. Yeah.
Yeah, and she convinced Sharon. I mean, that's like a big thing. Sharon's very bullheaded, and she
Yeah.
got to Sharon's heartstrings. And I think she is doing a good job juggling, like being supportive to Dylan and being supportive to Nick. So go, Nikki. I agree with that.
Yeah, and while I don't think she's a loser, it was kind of hard not to pick her as loser of the week because literally everyone crapped on Chloe. So I feel like Genoa City picked Chloe as their loser of the week, and I'm like, why? Like, it was like, oh, it's all Chloe's fault. She's the one who brought him. Oh, why?
I know Chloe. Like we were talking about, her intentions were in the right place. She was trying to help Sharon. She relates to Sharon, but I feel like unfortunately it's not looking good for Chloe because I think that she's going to end up in the same boat that Sharon is in right now, because she's withholding Bella's father, and it's going to be revealed, and people are going to get upset and hurt, and then she's going to be in the same boat as Sharon.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that'll give us a little bit of time for some quick predictions and see where that's headed. Yeah.
Your
Absolutely.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I predict that I think Chloe and Sharon are only going to get closer, especially after, this Dylan leaves, as we know he's going to, because I like this friendship. It makes sense to me.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
So what are
Sorry,
you
I was
predicting?
looking at the chat.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions for?
Oh, predictions. Ooh, predictions. Let's see. I think that Dylan isn't going anywhere. That's my prediction. I think that Dylan has a strong storyline. I know that Steve Burton is to exit. That was the news and gossip. That was the word around the street. But I think that there's going to be more to Dylan's storyline. I think it's going to possibly. I mean, I don't know any of this. I'm really not giving anything away. And I think it might have something to do with Christian. He's going to fight really hard to get Christian back in his life, and for Sharon, I think that him and Sharon are ultimately going to stay together, and I don't think that Dylan's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a recast of Dylan as much as I love Steve Burton. If the character storyline dictates that we get a new actor, it's not like we're that tied to, because Dylan hasn't been around that long. And if it's for storyline purposes, I totally get it. It's a shame because the perfect person to be Dylan would be Sean Cannon, who, played his brother AJ on General Hospital. But it sucks because he's already been Deacon and he's had a relationship with Nikki. So that would be so weird. Oh, yeah. But I think he's available because I don't think Deacon's currently on Bold right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I know him as Deacon on Bold and the Beautiful. He would be a great recast because they look very similar. So I could see how they played brothers.
But yeah, the whole Deacon and Nikki thing kind of makes that weird.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you have to recast in a smart way where it's not like the character has been on there before, they've been with another character before. But
although, look at Billy and Victoria. They were once played by real-life brother and sister.
Oh, yeah.
Heather and David Tom. And I always think of that. As much as I want them together, it's still like, they used to be brother and sister.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. I didn't know that. I know Heather Tom was on, but I didn't know her brother was on as well. That's craziness.
Yeah, he and he even came back. I think 2 years ago when Billy Miller had left. David came back to the role, and it just wasn't the same. So I think they decided to go with Burgess after that. Yeah, and then now Jason.
Yeah, I could tell that they had like a lot of recasts because we were talking about that, the chemistry with Billy and everything, and finding the right Billy. And Jason Thompson is absolutely
he's
plays a
perfect.
great Billy. So.
Well, I could talk about Jason Thompson all day, but I think that's where we should end it because I'll just digress. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. You can even like the Restless Wrap-Up page. Always give us that thumbs up on YouTube and those 5 stars on iTunes. If you give those 5 stars on iTunes, you will get a shout-out on the show because I will literally read it from my laptop to your eyes or ears. But as always, I'm Lacretia Lyon, guys. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet since there is only one. And there is no bold breakdown for tonight since James Lott Jr. is in Canada with his Hardies. But Abby, where can they keep up the conversation with you?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can follow me at AbbeyScott1. And thank you guys all at the chat room, Gisela Demo, Madeline, Aaron, you're all amazing. Dulaman, thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.